Hi guys. Hi everyone. How are you doing today, this afternoon? So I am well myself and I'm so happy you made it. If you're new, my name is Muthoni Mukiri. This channel is called Muthoni's Mission. It's about emotional and mental wellness. And before I go on, you better subscribe. You know you guys love my videos, especially if you binge watch my videos and you haven't subscribed. Unakosea. Hit that subscribe button and press the bell so you always know when I have a new video. So you can watch it fresh. I want to address financial abuse in relationships because it is so serious. And get this, 99% of domestic violence cases have financial abuse. Financial abuse is whereby abusers use money as a weapon in their relationships. They coerce, they manipulate, they harass their victims and control or the whole financial aspect for their own benefit. And it's not per se about the money than it is about controlling the other person's behavior just for their own benefit. So basically, using abusive tactics to control your money so they can benefit, so they can control you, so they can gain control, and so they can render you powerless. Money is power. So when you don't have money, they feel they can control you. They call the shots, they choose the direction of the relationship. You don't have money, so you don't have a say, especially if you're living together or you have children. And even some cases, even if you're not living together, you're just dating, like in a relationship, there's if there's abuse, chances are 99% chance there is financial abuse. I get a lot of emails and I get a lot of DMs from women who are in abusive relationships, and sometimes they even illustrate the form of abuse like in a very graphic way, and sometimes I feel so bad, like it breaks my heart that to see women going through such things. But it all comes down to, before the end of the DM or the email, I don't have a job, that's why I can't leave. Because the abuser, first of all, disables you financially, wants you to be powerless so they can be able to control you. So it's really important for you to understand how financial abuse plays out and how they use it against you. And there are a few forms of financial abuse I want to talk about. So this channel is about information. I'm not a trained therapist. I'm working towards that. Oh God, I am working towards that. But in the meantime, I'm not a trained therapist. So I cannot be able to work with you as a therapist. I get a lot of questions from women. Muthoni, give me advice. Muthoni, what do I do? So if I tell you what to do, I will be telling my personal opinion because I'm not a professional when it comes to that. And also, if I advise you, and then, let's say you leave that guy. If I tell you, I leave him, he's beating you or whatever. Let's say you leave him. Chances are you might find the same person, like, same forest, different monkey, the same, the same person, meaning you may find the same person in a different person. The same. Yeah, like maybe if you're dating a narcissist, you find a violent person or a psychopath or, a sociological liar. I think it was sociological liar. Something. Those crazy liars. So I always say here, please seek therapy, please seek help. Because when you go for therapy, when I went for therapy, I had to work on that part of myself that would allow myself to be harassed, embarrassed, abused, and violated by another person. So you have to heal that part of yourself. Otherwise, I'll give you advice and tell you, leave that man, get a job, why don't you do this and this? But then I will not help you to deal with that part of yourself that's also toxic, or that's also a victim, or that's pulling you down. You have to really level up. You have to work on that part. That's why I really insist on going for therapy, which I will talk about in one of these episodes. So continuing with financial abuse, I want to talk about ways that someone can abuse you financially. The first way is exploiting all your resources, controlling all your money. Like, they know you make 50,000 Kenya shillings in a month. So they know you pay rent 15,000. They know probably you're paying help. You're paying a few things. They know you're left with 20,000. they will use that 20,000. Maybe they need new tires, their mother is unwell, they're waiting for a check that has not come. Kwanza, those ones for a check. So you find that they exploit all your money. If you have some savings in a chama and they know about it, they coerce you to, let's do something together. How about we start a business together? There's actually this new deal I've had, those pyramid schemes where you invest this particular amount of money. There are shambas I've had, there are plots that are selling. And then they use they exploit your resources like nobody's business. Like they eat it up. The other way is they have a lot to say about your career choice. They might tell you to stop working. They might tell you to quit that job. They might tell you they're not comfortable. Everything. An abuser, everything revolves around them, what they want. Like you have no say. You're typically like just a puppet. So they can tell you to stop working there. I don't like that job. The male customers really look at you, or that job is putting you too much in the limelight, or do you have to wear high heels every day so other men can see you? It revolves around them. They're very selfish. So they have a lot to say about your career choice. They tell you to leave your job so they can put up a business for you. So then hey, my man wants to put up a business for me. It's a good thing. It's a good thing if he's genuine about it. But for an abuser, they will tell you they are putting up a business for you. They will put up the business, but you find that they're probably controlling the suppliers. They're controlling the customers that are coming in. They're controlling the money is coming back to them. They're controlling everything. I don't know if you've ever seen these rich mamas. Let me call them a rich mama, rich broke. Let me just use the word rich for now. Rich mamas, they are living in nice houses. They've been bought for very nice cars. Their children go to very luxurious schools and high-end schools and all that, international schools. But that woman has no single coin to her name. She doesn't even have a shilling in her pocket. Like the man shops for groceries. He shops for the matches. Like the man shops for groceries. He shops for every food stuff, all the foodstuffs in the house. He pays the bill. You don't have a single shilling. Like he cannot allow you to have loose money. Like loose change. He can't. So he has a lot to say about your career choice as a way of controlling you, to render you powerless. Also, the other one is controlling your shared assets. Like, for example, he might tell you to open a joint account, now you and him. And there's, when you're doing the paperwork for the joint account, there's that part that asks whether you need to have both your signatures when withdrawing the money, or you can just have one signatory. In most cases, the abuser will want to be the sole signatory. And then you realize that you've been saving money with your man for a long time, maybe in a joint account. And then eventually when things fall apart, you realize you don't have any money. He withdrew all the money and probably gave it to other women, or did other things that you have no idea about, or gave the money to his family. Like they also limit your access to money. You realize you have probably a project together, or like that joint account money, but you cannot, he can be able to control, but you can't. Considering you also have a share in whatever the venture is. So also this one is really common, especially with single ladies. You meet a guy and then you apparently fall in love with the potential. I said this, you never by the look at the potential, or thinking, I think in 5 years this guy will be doing very well. Where is he at this point? Date the reality. Stop daydreaming. Stop having crazy expectations that no one has told you about. And then what happens if he doesn't meet those expectations? What happens? You start becoming his mother, like mothering him and paying all his bills and everything. Never date potential. You're not a future, are they called future seers or a fortune teller? You're not a fortune teller to know where you will be in 5 years. You're not. Date the real. Do you like his character at this point? Do you like his ambition at this point? Do you? And like I say, okay, let me not go to that. to that. But so this was my point. You're a single lady, you meet a guy, then you think he has potential, and then he borrows you money to start a business. And then you run to the Sacco, you run to your bank, you run to the Shylock, you borrow money, 5 million Kenya shillings or 2 million or however much it is. And then 6 months down the line, the guy maybe never opens the business, he just squashes the money, he just eats your money, or the business fails, or you break up when you already have a loan and those things. I have so many emails from women telling me, I took a loan for my ex, I'm still paying. I took a loan for a guy, I'm still paying. I took a loan for my baby daddy, I'm paying my baby daddy's loan that I took for him. Don't take a loan for a man. Don't. Unless maybe you're married, it's deep, you're seeing, maybe he was someone who was providing and all that, and then you have a project together, or maybe you're building a house together, unless you know where the money is going, unless you have control of that money, don't go taking a loan for men, for strangers, for someone you've just met. Don't. And that is a form of abuse. You take a loan for them, and then you realize probably after the loan deductions, you have very little money left, or no money at all. And he knows that. So he can do whatever he wants, because probably he's the one who's feeding you, since you're paying the loan that you took for him. And then he starts abusing you. Those are some of the ways that as women, we put ourselves through such things. What kind of love is this that cannot happen if you don't take a loan for that person, if you don't give them your money? Also, this is also really important. You do a joint venture with him, and then he makes very huge decisions without your input. Probably takes a loan with for example, if you have a car hire business, you have like 5 cars, he puts the cars as collateral and takes the loans, maybe from Shylocks, he makes big financial decisions without your knowledge. It's like you're just there as a statue, or like a flower, or like you have no say. So financial abuse is very serious, because it makes you feel powerless, and it's one of the ways to make a victim go back to an abuser, because they know you really need them to feed your children, to feed yourself. And there's a video I did where I said, if you're looking for a financially stable man, you also need to be financially stable. And some women were like, Muthoni, no, that is not right, because you just want the men to be lazy. We are not supposed to provide for them. First of all, no one talked about providing. You should have your own money. You should have your own money, because you're his helper. You're not just a child in that house. Also, you have your kids. Those kids are also your eggs, your ovaries. Am I making sense? You know, God forbid he loses his job, that man falls sick, or even natural calamities happen, things beyond our control. God forbid something happens to your man, the man you're worshipping, like, I'm just at home, he's the one who's doing everything. If something happens to him, what happens to your children? What happens? You have no single coin to your name. You have no knowledge of working or anything. What happens? Do it for your children. Even, sometimes the man, you can find a very good man who's providing, who does not mind that you're a housewife, who's happy you're taking care of his kids, who will give even his credit card, go shop, go do whatever. But when shit hits the fan, which sometimes happen, and maybe he's not able to provide the same way, you want to help the family. You want to come through for him. You know what I mean? Also for your family. So as a woman, join chamas, get some money and start like a small car business, doing groceries, buy kids' clothes and start selling. Get some income for yourself. It's amazing. And also, be your children's role model. Don't wait for, how sometimes I feel like growing up, like our parents also believed role models are on TV. Start by being what you want your children to be. Who do you want your children to be? Like, we are bringing up children, we are birthing children, we're happy to have children, we're bringing up children, and then we look at other people to be their role models. Why don't you become their role model? Why don't you, as a woman, to your daughters even? This is my 2 cents, you guys. So financial abuse is very bad, because that's how it starts. Someone just wants you to be their puppet. Someone just controls your money to render you powerless so you can follow their every move. So you don't have a voice, so you cannot shout and say this is not right, because he's feeding you, he's clothing you. He's doing literally everything for you. Sindio? So if you know someone who's going through financial abuse, please recommend this video to them. And the first way to get help is accepting you're unwell. It's like when you have a flu or when you're feeling sick, before you go to hospital, you have to start feeling that discomfort, like things are not right, and then now you go and get the help. The first step to getting healing is accepting you really need healing. So if you realize that you're in an abusive situations, you've written to me so many times, and those women who tell me, oh, I am in this, now I cannot live because I don't have a job. Why would you want to stay with someone who's harassing you just because you don't have money and you're not living with disability? Even people who are living with disabilities are working. I've not found a job. Get 2,000 bob. Start doing grocery. Start doing this and this. And then also stop, get out of the victim mentality. And I keep saying it because most of the emails are just pity parties. Now he has done. I am so helpless. He has made me. You have made yourself to some extent. I don't want to victim shame, but you've made yourself like that. You've allowed so much to happen to you. Because you're in control of your life. So the first step is realizing where this is not right. This is toxic. Like, I can't live with a man who's beating me just because he's paying children for my school fees for my children. Or I don't want to live with a man who sleeps with different women who has children outside our marriage just because he's paying school fees. I'm staying for the kids. You don't want to bring up the kids in a toxic environment, because that's what you're teaching them. They should take from their partners. You're teaching them that is the norm and that's how it should be. Them seeing you cry all the time, they're thinking it's normal. They're thinking it's okay. A man can beat a woman and it's fine. What are we also showing our children? So understand and think about where you need to start. Talk kwa victim corner. Get out of that victim and take control of your life. Where do you need to start? Think about joining a chama. Just talk to your friends who are working, who have businesses. Just think about what you can do. The first step to getting out of that is gaining financial independence. It is so important as a woman, as a human being. Like you can't even buy your children anything without asking it from your husband, asking for it from your husband, So also seek help. Like I've said, get help, get professional help. There are therapists out here to help us deal with some deep-rooted issues that we have. I wish you all the best. I'm so sorry, and my heart goes out to you. If you're going through an abusive situation and you're paralyzed financially, please let me down at the comment section and let's share our stories. If you went through such a phase in your life, how did you recover? How did you gain your financial independence again? How is the relationship now? Please, let's talk about these things. If you find yourself in that situation, all is not lost. It's not the end. You can start over. It's never too late to start over. Sawa. It's totally okay. And you might find yourself crying in the meantime, but when you make the right choices, it won't last long. Yeah, so thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, keep watching the videos, and please share these videos with people who really need them. So I wish you all it's a bit chilly, so that's why I'm touching my arms. I wish you all the best, and I am crossing my fingers for you. Bye.